So, the TED Talk that I chose to analyze was Embracing Otherness, Embracing Myself. In Newton's talk, she describes the inner battle with herself in defining her own self, and in a quote from the talk, the self struggle for authenticity and definition will never end unless it's connected to its creator, to you and to me. It relates very closely to the umbrella concept of impression management, the behaviors and tactics that people use to present themselves in a certain way, and how people construct ideas of their perceived self in modern terms, which is how a person assesses themselves. So, Newton struggled with this gap between her personal identity and herself for years, letting the human need for belonging to define her in a world that she felt as if she didn't belong, especially as a young black woman. Throughout her TED Talk, she describes her experiences with trying to fit in and letting others define her sense of self. And in the end, even though her exterior self was prosperous, for example, graduating from Cambridge, having a good career in acting, etc., she still had low self esteem with herself. In the video, the audience is able to live through Newton's experiences and journey with herself. They are able to see the discrepancies between her perceived self and the self that's presented to others. When talking about the acting, she states, "My dysfunctional self could actually plug into another self, not my own, and it felt so good. But the shooting day would end, and I returned to my gnarly, awkward self." In moments of self-examination, you can see that Newton would see herself as a nobody, lost and disconnected, but on the outside she is very put together. So, when developing my own sense of self, I realized that I've grown a lot throughout my life so far. Growing up as half Vietnamese and half Cantonese, that has been an adventure of being torn between two senses of self. I never felt like I fit in with others in my own culture, not being fully Vietnamese or fully Cantonese, and fitting more of the Asian American ideals. I never spoke either language, and English is what I mainly speak. It was similar to Newton in that I really connected to the part of her that felt ostracized from her sense of self because of what she looked like and was as half white and also half black. I found solace in music mainly when I would play guitar, and it would really let me connect with the melodies, similar to how Newton would connect to the acting roles that she would play. I use impression management to this day, especially with a lot of social media and other things. So, what Instagram sees is very different to who I am as a person, presenting myself in such a positive and different individual, almost like putting on a mask.